Yo, what up, tubers? We're back for some more drafting on Magic Online, some more vintage QB. Hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the cube. I know this looks like an Excel spreadsheet, ha 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 ha. I've heard all the jokes, but that's okay. It actually looks like magic. And you know what? I don't mind Arena or Mtgo, so bear with it if you don't like it, because it's still vintage cube. We'll jump into our pack. No power, we might as well just drop and redraft again. Or we can take what? Kind of want to first pick Thassa's Oracle and maybe go some like fun self-mill Storm deck. That could be interesting. Time Warp's always solid. There are a couple of lands that are good here. Ramanap's fun. Karn's fine. Yeah, my bet is take the Time Warp and probably wheel Thassa's Oracle. Go something like that. And then we get like a Counterspell, a Preordain, Bolas's Citadel. Top 3 choices there. All blue cards, even this one. This doesn't look like it, but it is indeed a blue card because you want to grab Tinker with that thing. Can't really go wrong with Counterspell or Preordain though, just solid value. I think I like the Counterspell maybe a little bit more, but both of these cards are fantastic. Into a Mana Leak. Okay, we got a plan. And that plan is to not let the opponent have a plan. We deny them their cards, and then we win by doing something. Don't worry what that something's going to be, because we'll find that later. But for now, we take the Mana Leak. There's a Prime Time here. Hollowed Fountain looks juicy. Swords is always fantastic. Hopefully we can somehow get one of those on the wheel, but I would not expect it. On pick number 4. But this one's not very good here. Cards that we could take, I guess. Maybe Renin 6. Academy Ruins is aight. Could see taking Golos, though probably not. I suppose Oblivion Stone's not bad. Don't think we want Palinkron. Cultivate's okay. I suppose Oblivion Stone probably makes the most sense here. Just gives us a catch-all through spells that resolve. That we haven't countered, that is to say. I don't really love 4th picking it, but there's just not much else in this pack. Like maybe Badlands and Renin 6 have higher upside, but with what we have so far, I think taking the Oblivion Stone seems to make sense. And I'm just going to take an Ugin here as well. This is another pretty good reset button through things that have resolved underneath your counter magic or control cards. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe we're doing like mono blue. Find a High Tide, wheel the Palinkron. You can do some really, really spicy stuff with some like blue control-y decks. Wouldn't mind like getting a Tinker maybe, and then wheeling that Bolas's Citadel. That would also be pretty nice. As we get a Dig Through Time and a Sensei's Divining Top here as well. Do like myself a good top, but I think Dig Through Time's probably the choice. Need to find some more early cheap cantrips, though, to fuel the graveyard, but it's always good with counters. And if we can find fetches, that'll be another source of fuel. Foundry is actually really, really good, too, but I think it's Dig Through Time over top. Memory Deluge, another fantastic one here, passing a Seachrome Coast. We don't necessarily know if we're going to be playing white, though, although oftentimes if you're going blue control, you do pair it with white, but it's another fantastic pickup. Yeah, looks like we're just going to go a solid blue control deck as we get a Windswept Heath here, I think. Batterskull's interesting. Titan's not bad. Wave can be good. Wish would probably be fine here as well, but I think the Heath is the choice, especially since we have the Dig Through Time now. There's the Oracle on the wheel. This doesn't really look like an Oracle deck anymore, though. I think the higher upside play is just taking the Spire Bluff Canal in case we do end up in red, so land's always a safe pick, especially since it already adds blue. Same thing here. Waterlogged Grove is probably the safest pick, though we did wheel the Citadel, but I mean, looking at the cards I've taken now, Citadel not all that great with Dig and Ugin. So more land, more better. And yeah, 2 blue lands, and I mean, the Heath can find a blue source if we get a green or white duel. I'm not sure how Hollowed Fountain is coming 11th pick, but there you go. Now Heath does in fact find a blue source. Wow, that was basically the perfect. Is there any chance we could somehow wheel Swords to Plowshares? No, there's Probably no way, right? I don't remember what pack it was in, but that would be a crazy, crazy pickup if that did in fact wheel. But that, I mean, even that hollowed fountain was just super late, so looking good now. On to pick number 12, Palinchron wheeled, sort of Academy Ruins. Don't think we're going to be doing Palinchron stuff. Maybe there's a world where we Academy Ruins, although that's not super likely. Works okay with Oblivion Stone. Maybe we get Mindslaver and can do some of that shenaniganery, but pretty late Mother Runes, but we'll just take the land here. Gives us a green source that we can fetch for with, well, I mean, I guess Heath already finds green, but if we end up playing the, if we end up playing green or white cards, maybe Savannah is a card we'd end up playing. I mean, actually, all the cards we've taken so far are playable. I'm not sure what we're going to get last pick, but not a bad start. So I guess our win con right now is just Ugin. Thraben is fine. Gargaroth. Okay, bunch of green cards coming around too. Yeah, this is an okay start. I mean, we have 2 more packs to go to help find us some more win cons and whatnot, but good control start at the very least. Get a Tundra here, Factor Fiction, some good red cards, Fable and Sneak Attack. Am I going to really draft Sneak Attack again? It kind of feels like I might. I do think it is easily the best card in this pack. And this deck is actually a really good start to Sneak Attack. A lot of control elements and ways to look pretty deep into our deck. So I kind of dig taking it. I think the last 3 videos three Vintage Cube videos I've uploaded all have been Sneak Attack decks. But hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's one of the better cards in the cube, so no shame there. Kiki Jiki now as well. But this looks like an easy Steam Vents. Yeah. This has got to be easy Steam Vents here. After taking Sneak Attack, I think the Vents is a little bit too good. Let's go with that. Ooh, a Mystic Confluence now. Love it. Vents are good. Fury's fine. Burst Lightning. Field of the Dead could be good. But yeah, let's just... If you can counter something and draw 2 cards, you're always just like super pleased with yourself. And of course, it's pretty versatile. Sometimes you just draw 3 cards for 5 mana and you're happy with that. Sometimes you bounce 3 creatures. Maybe you're not super happy, but that's fine. Yeah, this is a good start. Uncertain about those. We would probably end up running the Waterlogged Grove in this deck, just regardless. Just as a blue pain land that can draw us a card later. Though if we play like against an aggro deck, we would probably end up cutting it. But yeah, that was a good start to pack number 2. Need to just get some Eldrazi or something to go along with it, but I like it. Into the next pick, which gives us... Ancestral Vision is alright, but man, I think Balance might be slightly better. If we're going to play a Sneak Attack deck, we might not have too many small creatures, so Balance can act as just a good Wrath. Balance is a lot worse, though, when you don't have any mana rocks, because artifacts don't get affected by Balance, and right now, I don't have any of those, but I think it's still the most powerful card that we can take here over the Ancestral Vision, so I'm going to do that. We already have Heath and Fountain, and I mean, I guess the Heath we might not play if we don't find more lands to fetch with it, because we're not running any basic forests, for example, and we're not running any plains more than like maybe 1 or 2. Nice pack here, though, man. Oof. Rogrin Triumph. Oh, I probably have to take that because I have the Heath. But man, Expressive Iteration and Spell Pierce are both fantastic here. So is the Course of Portal too. Oh, I wonder if I'm actually supposed to be taking Expressive Iteration. That card is so busted, but it's hard to pass a Tri-land, especially when I have a fetch that really wants me to grab it. So I guess I'm going to do that. Dang it. I shouldn't be sad because the Triumph is perfect here, but we did have to pass a couple of good cards in order to take it, so we'll see. I don't want to spend too much time taking lands because obviously if I take too many lands and don't end up with enough spells, well, that's going to be a problem. Okay, next pack comes around. Get a Rafine's Tower for blue-white if we wanted to. Lotus Petal wouldn't be terrible, but I think we go with the Tutor here. Tutor's pretty strong when you can get cards like Balance, so seems to make sense. Plus, in a pinch, we can grab like Time Warp or any of our counter magics cards, so I think that makes a lot of sense. We already have too many good targets for it. Fiery Islet here, huh? Yeah, I guess we're going to take that. Some more shock, or some more pain. Maybe that means I can cut the Waterlogged Grove now instead, because I don't think we want to run too many of these lands, but it's also red-blue fixing, which is nice. There's a Sacred Foundry, too, for our double off-color fixing, and that's another target for Heath. So that gives Heath 3 different targets now. That's good enough. Image is great here. Over the Inspiring Vantage, I think. Oh, wow. Red Elemental Blast. We're not going to main deck that, but that is a fantastic sideboard card. Council's Judgment double white. Unlikely, but possible. Yockelhops. Destroy all artifacts, creatures, and lands. Probably not, but maybe? Figure of Destiny, Esper Sentinel. Don't think we're running any of those. Ooh, I am short on playables going into pack 3, though. I've taken 7 lands. Even more, I have 3 more in my sideboard. So I'm gonna need to take nothing but spells in the last pack. But honestly, you know, I guess we're not even necessarily playing red here, are we? I took Sneak Attack, pick 1 in the second pack, and we haven't seen anything since. And we do have a lot of potential white cards we could be running, so we'll keep an eye on that. This actually could just be straight up a blue-white control-y deck. I can throw in the Sentinel, the Thraben. The Soulfire's not bad with counter magic. Judgment can fit the deck as well. It makes balance worse by throwing in all those small creatures, but that might give us the playable count we kind of need. It all depends here. Pack 3, gotta give me the goods. Okay, pack 3 here, and oh yes, we opened a Mox Sapphire. Well, good and bad. Obviously, that's one of the best cards we could open, but it's also effectively another land. But yeah, of course we're gonna take it. Into... Yikes, what is this? Palace Jailer, maybe? This is not a really good Palace Jailer deck, though. Sylvan Library also looks really, really juicy. I mean, I have the Savannah. We could run the... Oh, and the Waterlogged Grove. We could take Sylvan Library here. Splash that as well. Sheesh, but this pack is really bad for us. Yeah, I think I like taking the library. Sundering Titan with Sneak Attack is like okay. Yeesh. I guess Dismember's a free roll if we wanted to over Brawl, although we do have some counters for Brawl. Brawl is bad with balance. Nah, but that's fine. Deceiver Exarch, no. There's a green-white Signet, that's pretty good. Yeah, we'll take that. Repeal, Murktide, Chalice. We'll just take the double off-color fixing Signet. This Sneak Attack is so bad, my gosh. Probably going to end up needing to throw in a bunch of these random value creatures. Maybe we're ending up in Bant. All this red fixing I have, though, for free just goes to the wayside. Kind of sucks. Get that. We would get this. We would still play the red-white land, or sorry, the blue-white land. Could throw in the Sentinel, the Thraben, the Soulfire. Would probably end up cutting balance if we threw in all these random cheap creatures. Not loving it. Snapcaster's very good, and so is Elspeth, though. Yeah. Both of those are nice. I think we just need to take another win con, though, at this point. Especially since Sneak Attack didn't get there. And right now we only really have Ugin. I think the Elspeth makes a lot of sense. Sorry, Snappies. Wow. What is this pack? Ashiok, Flooded Strand. We have a Dam here that we could take as a Wrath. Toxic, Upheaval, Monolith, Chart. Holy smokes. Well, sadly we're not an Upheaval deck, although I do love that card. It's kind of hard to pass Flooded Strand, but I need playable still. Does that mean I'm taking like Basalt Monolith here? Well, let's see. I have 11 cards here. That means I have 19 playables. 19. I guess we can still take Flooded Strand. It's still the best choice. Urza! What are you doing here? Ponder 2? What on earth? I don't think this is a good Urza deck, though. We saw the Thespian Stage going around as well. And there's the Winter Orb in an earlier pack, I recall, but this is not an Urza deck. This is just a Ponder. This is super messy, man. I don't know what happened to this draft. Breach in the High Tide now. Shark Typhoon, a good pickup, though. Tolarian Academy, no. Armageddon, probably not. Avacyn actually makes a lot of sense. Big, flashy creature that we can hold up in addition to holding up a bunch of our instants, so I like that. Tezzeret, Porcelain, Mutavault, no. So we're going to cut all those. Cut the balance. Yeah, I don't see us running any of these. Maybe the Mutavault. Can't play any of those. Vanguard, Silverblade, and a Murktide Regent. Man, this is a really weird deck. Like, I don't even know if we want the O-Stone here anymore. This is blue-white, like, tempo-ish. So maybe the Vanguard makes the most sense. I can see that. That's white, black, green fixing for library. White, green fixing, I guess. Scrubland? We have good fixing for that if we wanted to splash Vindicate too. Okay, yeah, why not? What a mess of a draft. I don't know what I was supposed to be doing here. But I can tell you, I don't think this is what we wanted to be doing. I mean, I don't think we ended up with a bad deck. It's just kind of weird. I guess we can throw in the Relic Warder. It gives us 23. So blue-white, splashing green-black, tempo-ish control. I don't think this is bad. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's, like, good. Okay. Well, we'll give it a shot. We get this, right? This is white, black, green. Actually, oh, that's perfect. I didn't realize after the Vindicate pickup, it's a Tri-land. It's better than the Rogren Triumph now, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't think we need any basic swamp or forest. Just plains and islands here, which means we get 8 lands. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 blue sources. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white sources. Okay. So we're good on both fronts. In fact, I could probably throw in the Mutavault if I really wanted to, but it seems a little bit greedy. Yeah, we can get away with it. Why not? Throw in the Mutavault as well. All right, some janky 4-color deck we got going on here, but we'll give it a shot. Let's go to round 1. Okay, here we are for round 1 of this Vintage Cube Draft. Sitting ourselves on the draw versus a turn 1 Suspend Ancestral Vision. Not what you want to see. We have a turn 1 Rogrin. Okay. Turn 2 we get to hold up Mana Leak, perhaps. blue-black from the OP. Ah, you don't like to see that. That is unfortunate, but I'm guessing they probably just take the mana leak. None of my other cards look like they matter here. I guess cutting the balance made my Mystical Tutor worse. Yeah, indeed, they took the mana leak. Kind of just need to find some lands, though, don't we? So I think I'm going to play the Heath, crack it, grab the Indatha, and then cast Ponder. And we are going to shuffle those away, look for land. Beautiful. If we wanted to, we can Vindicate as a Stone Rain. We also have the Council's Judgment open now. I need to find another blue source for the Memory Deluge, but we have more blue than anything else. Rakdos Signet. Ooh, and a pass? Okay. That makes me super tempted to just like blow up their blue source here, and then we can Judgment their Signet next turn. I think is a good play. Especially if they miss a land drop this turn and just go pass. Would be pretty gross. Prowler, yeah, we're okay with that. So do I want to upkeep Mystical Tutor first? Because we'd still be able to cast our what do you call it? Councils. Doesn't look like they have any, or doesn't look like I have anything that I want to grab right now. We just want to draw a second blue source, so no upkeep Tutor. Beautiful, there it is. And let's go ahead and Judgment. So yeah, they might be drawing a bunch of cards next turn, but they're not going to have much mana to work with it. Could even Mystical Tutor now for like Mystic Confluence if we wanted to. In fact, that seems like a really good play. Tutor for Mystic Confluence, play our land and pass, then they know we're just holding open, you know, a counter. If they don't do anything on that turn, then we can just Memory Deluge. Man, it would be sick to have a Spell Pierce here. Double black. And a Mox Sapphire. Okay. Wow. Pretty good. Gets them right back in it, it feels like. Snapcaster Mage on Thoughtseize. Jeez. Okay. Well, we can Snapcaster Mage. Sorry, we can Phantasmal Image their Snapcaster Mage too, and then like Council's Judgment their Sapphire. I guess they might take the image now. Yeah, actually, they're probably gonna take the image, aren't they? Feels like that probably makes the most sense. I mean, they could take the Memory Deluge. What's it gonna be? Yeah, they took the image. All right. Makes sense. Go for the Tutor. Grab. Oh, actually, we can grab Dig Through Time instead, too. Oh, no. We want to grab the Mystic Confluence. because we already have the memory as a card draw spell, so let's grab the counter here. We are taking a bit of damage, but so be it. Don't want to trade. Man, I wish this was a Mishra's Factory, then we could turn into a 3/3 to block the Snapcaster, but can't be choosy. All right, we're gonna let them seal. And then we will just memory end of turn. Avison's decent, and we'll take the Fountain. It's kind of sucks, but I probably need to tap out for Avison when they attack. And then they get free reign. Remember, they did just tutor for something too, but kind of falling too far behind here. They must be playing Reanimator if they have Prowler in their deck. Would not be surprised to see a discard here of a Fatty and then Reanimate on the second main phase. Yep, there's Daddy Grizzlebrand. So if they do Reanimate with like a Necromancy, oh, they just have Lily make me sack. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine for sure. Because now Mutavault can attack and kill a Lily. Wow, last card was a him? Sheesh. Well, need to animate the vault here. Attack the Lily down, and then we have access to memory from the graveyard, so... I mean, this isn't actually looking that bad if they don't have a way to reanimate the Grizzlebrand here. Not going to say it's looking good, but... not looking bad. Yeah, they did just pass. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. So we can animate the vault, block, and then memory. Yep. Go grab our Tundra. Or our Savannah. Actually, do we need the Savannah? We have green, right? We have Vindatha. So I guess we just grab another blue. Cast memory. Very, very nice. Let's see, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think grabbing Elspeth and Counterspell makes the most sense. Although I could see just grabbing Elspeth plus Ugin. Okay, dang it. Well, wish I had taken Ugin now, but Elspeth still looks pretty good here. Alright, I mean, Elspeth is an out to Grizzlebrand as well. They would get to draw a bunch of cards, but at least that would kill it. Oh, they had Bone Shards? Jeez. Okay. Well, I think we just do this. Try to find some more action. Yeah, that's a good draw. But now they have Iona in their graveyard as well. So we just need them to brick on finding a reanimate spell for a couple turns. Very nice. Let's see, put that on top, put on top. Play land, attack, and just fade one more turn, and that should do it. just toxic for 1. That's fine. Perfect. All right, Shark Typhoon should just be GG here. I guess they could have a kill spell in their hand, but it looks like they don't. Oh, all right, we got there. We got there. Oh yeah, we have a Danto Vanguard in this deck. All right, looks like balance is something we want. And maybe even the Oblivion Stone didn't look that good. It looked okay. But maybe Relic Warder can come out. Grandmaster can come out. They didn't have that many blue cards. So I don't think we need to bring in some red sources with the Red Elemental Blast. I think we just try it like this. Go into game number 2. And yeah, we have a keeper. Rogran Triome adds blue, so we know they have a lot of discard effects, but if they have them, they have them. Leading on turn 1 Ancestral Vision again must be nice. Into a Charter Course. Discarding Iona. Yep. Yep. This is a problem. Here comes the Thoughtseize effects. I'm going to counter this, and then they're going to reanimate Iona, and we lose. Or they have nothing? Okay. Well, we don't have double blue, so let's go top on all of those. They get Ancestral Vision to pop off next turn, but if they don't take our counter spell, we can counter it, and I think that's probably something that we want to do. Lily. That's kind of unfortunate. I guess I discard Time Warp. I can go grab Council's Judgment if I want to, but I think here what we want to do is just draw the island for the turn, pass, counter the Vision, and then maybe Mystical Tutor for Council's Judgment to kill the Lily. And we're going to discard Phantasmal Image here. This is better versus Living Death, but also they're presumably going to name blue if they reanimate Iona. Let's grab our Judgment. Judgment Lily. Say go. Perfect. All right. Elspeth versus an empty board looks kind of nice. So even if they resurrect Iona now, we just minus Elspeth to kill it. They had Bone Shards last time, but hopefully they don't draw it again. And even if they do have Bone Shards, they have to discard their one last card. Ah, okay. They're going to buy back Corpse Dance and attack and kill Elspeth. That's a good play. Fortunately for us, that means their Iona's gone forever because Corpse Dance exiles, but now at least they have a lot of time because 3/1/1s don't really kill that quickly. We know they have a Hymn to Turok, so. And because we have a Sylvan Library in our deck somewhere, we want to hold the Heath instead of cracking it. Snapcaster for Charter Course, I guess, is their play. Sure. Okay, Dark Ritual in the graveyard, not a fatty, is a good sign. Uh-oh, that's not good. Imperial Seal. Alrighty, alrighty. Let's draw Mystic Confluence. Let's not draw Selesnya Signet. I think I offer the trade of 1 damage for 2 damage, because if they just don't block, they can hit me for 2. But they might even trade, yeah. Do want to play out the Signet in case we draw Ugin, and now we cry. Massacre Worm, maybe? Oh, Grave Titan, yeah, it's pretty good too. Okay, need to find some draws. That is not one of them. We are on a very short leash. Got like 3 turns, maybe? Oh, they changed the zombie tokens. Those definitely look pretty creepy. Wow, they have Entomb? Uh-oh. There goes Ulamog in the graveyard. So now we need to draw balance here. Oh, wait, they Corpse Danced. That's right, they have Corpse Dance. So now they're going to exile 20 cards. So it's actually better to not even show them, because we're only going to have 3 cards left in our deck, and I don't think there's any way we can win with only 3 cards. Well, that did not go very well. We needed a little bit more oomph. But I guess our deck doesn't really have much oomph. Okay. GG, run it back. Let's go to game number 3. We'll be on the play this time. Hopefully they don't have the turn 1 Vision Suspend. Oh, we have turn 1 Adanto Vanguard. That's pretty sweet. In fact, I can go turn 1 Adanto Vanguard, turn 2 Vindicate a land. I think that's actually our play. Turn 1 Adanto, turn 2 Vindicate land. Go from there. That's pretty funny. Gonna make me discard again. Inquisition or Thoughtseize. We saw them both. Oh, Chromox. Okay. Una's Prowler into a Hymn, maybe? Yeah. Darn it. Oh, and I get punished for not playing out the Scrubland there instead. Now I can't Vindicate. Oh, yikes. Well, this might be very, very quick. Yeah. Good draw. Turn 1 Hymn into turn 2 Lily. Okay. I need to find a couple of lands, but O-Stone blowing up all their mana rocks is really spicy too. If they discard Grizzlebrand here and reanimate it, I'm going to be very sad. Yikes. Okay, well, I think I might have summoned the worst. Yep, there it is. Hit me for 7, draw a bunch of cards. Alright, we can probably just scoop this one up. I don't think there's much point playing it out. Like, yeah, Grizzlebrand's going to go away, but I would need to draw 2 lands to even use the O-Stone, and they're going to draw 14 cards and set up their library. So, good beats. GG's. We'll go to the next round. On to game number 2 here, rather, round number 2 here, after we got a smashing by the reanimate deck. And oh no, we're on the draw versus a turn 1 Tree Speaker. Yikes. This might be a short one. I guess with Heath, we want to go grab Scrubland. Play out the Sentinel, because the Fled Strand grabs all of our colors. I think the Heath grabs all of our colors too, but the Strand is our best land, so. Yeah, this is not looking great for us. I'm going to shock myself here, I think, because the Strand can go grab a tri-land. Ugin. Ugin's probably one of our best ways to deal with a green deck, but I think topping an 8-drop at this point is probably not a good idea. And I'm going to go ahead and attack. I don't think they're blocking. If they do, that's good. Sure. I mean, we can go for Vindicate on the Traga Tree Speaker next turn if they don't have anything. That's slightly annoying, I guess, because they're for sure taking the Vindicate. That's just going to leave me with 3 5-drops in my hand, effectively. Yep, for sure. Good take. Interesting that they chose not to sack and level up, but I guess maybe they have no use for it. This is the problem with a control deck, or rather, what tried to be a control deck not having a Wrath effect, because being able to tutor for a Wrath here would be really, really good. Instead, I can tutor for some counter magic. I guess I can go grab Dig Through Time. Slime a land, yeah, that's not great. So they're probably gonna hit Scrub Land here. Oh, that should, I think. This is gonna be another match where we bring in the Scrub Land. I take 3, I go to 14, pop the fetch, grab the Indatha, 13, grab Dig Through Time. I guess I could grab Council's Judgment. What am I trying to hit with Dig Through Time is the question. Yeah, maybe grabbing Judgment is just better. Let's grab the Dig Through Time. I think I probably need to get greedy in order to win this. Ooh, a Field of the Dead. That's kind of sweet. So if I take 6 here, I go to 7. Then if we find like our Mox Sapphire, we can play Angel next turn or something. That would be good. Did not, but let's see. Counterspell, I guess. Could take Baral, but maybe Counterspell and land? Or Counterspell and Signet, I guess makes sense too. No, wait, we kind of need to take Baral, don't we? Yeah, I think Baral and land actually makes the most sense. Or Baral and Signet. Land's fine. Because we just need a blocker here. I mean, I guess Leon in Relic Order technically would have traded with the Slime. But I think the mana reduction from the Baral might be better. This might not even matter, though. Like, I'm going to take 5 this turn. I'm going to go to 2. And then I hope that they have nothing in their hand. So we want Balance and Oblivion Stone again. Yep, take 5. Need them to not do anything again. Maybe just level up their Tree Speaker. Okay, that's fine. That's 0 power. Good. Okay, that was what we needed for them to do. Now we go land pass. They know I have Avacyn, but They might not be able to play around that. I mean, eventually that Field of the Dead, if they find another land here, is also going to be slightly problematic. But we can go Avacyn into, like, Time Warp. Ah, that's really annoying. Oh, wait. Oh, that's good. They found lethal. They gave all their... Yeah, they gave 3 creatures 2 power, so that kills us. Good stuff. Yeah, it was probably just safer to take the Council's Judgment, but I think going for safer play made... Or greedier play made sense. All right, cut the Vanguard. O-Stone, Balance... I mean, our deck is bad. Just didn't get there. Just didn't find the win cons and the synergies we needed in, like, pack 3 or 2. It was a fine start. Yeah, we can keep that. Not a good hand, but we can keep it. Turn 1 Fountain, turn 2 Island, hold up Counterspell, turn 3 Mutavault. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Okay. That will probably be our saving grace. See, just draw like the perfect card. No big deal. Green Sun for 2. I'm not going to bother countering a creature because we have balance. The problem with balance is going to be that I'm probably going to have to discard a lot of my hand. Oh, that's a straight up counter, of course. All right, Strand to go grab Indatha. And there's the Slime. Are they going to kill the Vault, or are they going to kill the Fountain? They killed the Fountain. Then I guess we'll grab the Rogrin for the blue. I'm going to wait one more turn. Hopefully they're just leveling up their Tree Speaker or something. That's fine. That's fine. Well, now they get to see the balance. And all of these 5-drops. So they should just take a 5-drop here to make it a 7-mana spell. The nice thing is, if they... Well, actually, that's interesting. Because if they take one of my 5-drops from my hand, that makes my balance better, funny enough. Because then I have to discard fewer cards. Yeah, they can't attack with the Elf because I have the Vault. Hopefully this is just leveling up Tree Speaker and not anything else. Because we don't... Ah, that sucks. Wow. I mean, the good news here is that at least I won't have to discard as much, but we obviously don't want them to refuel. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they eat their Elite Spellbinder now, too. Or at the very least, they equip one of their other creature. Oh, actually, no, they equip, like, their Slime here. Oh, that clamp was so bad for us. Because that way, if they clamp, like, they clamp the Tree Speaker or the Slime, and I go for balance, then they get to draw the cards after the fact. So let's just go for the Time Warp here. Image. That was good. We get to image the slime, kill the clamp. That was good. Okay. And now we don't need to balance quite yet. Almost tempted to copy the Draga Tree Speaker, though, so I could pump it up, level it up, and then Ugin. So one more land and I can cast Confluence. They played out their Field of the Dead. 2 cards left in their hand. Pass. Okay. I'm just going to go land pass then. I'm in no rush. I can hold up Confluence now. They didn't level up their Tree Speaker for some reason, which, I don't know, maybe they're just going to sack their Canopy here, but... I certainly don't mind them running out more creatures. I go to 10. Sure, there they go. Land, 1 card left in their hand. Level up, yeah. That's fine. I'm going to go for the draw 3 and then go for Ugin. Could even just go for O-Stone Blow Up. Actually, I guess O-Stone Blow Up makes more sense. It preserves our loyalty on Ugin. I think what I'm going to do here is take another hit for 4, go down to 6, and that way they can't play anything second main phase, otherwise the O-Stone blows. And so then if they just like pass here, I get to O-Stone end of turn, then play out Ugin on an empty board and uptick, threaten the ultimate in 2 turns. Yep, perfect. Wow, Soulfire Grandmaster with buyback Council's Judgment is also kind of nasty. Eternal Witness on what? Nissa, I guess? Wait, land? That's not a good sign. Oh, they just want Field of the Dead active. I see. That actually makes a lot of sense. Oh, dang it. Where's my black source now? So let's uptick here. Oh, I should have killed the zombie token. They're going to fetch end of turn, get another 2/2. Okay. I mean, I'm threatening Ugin ult here, so... They need to do something pretty good, it feels like. They still know I have the balance in my hand as well. Sort of Feast and Famine, that doesn't do it. Yeah, that's fine. black and from green. So we just trade off our brawl and then go for ult. All right, good stuff. Put that on the battlefield, that, and that. Okay, and now we're back at 13, which is even better. Let's go ahead and a lot of plays I can make here, damn. I guess we want to find Elspeth more than anything. I don't think we need to activate Soulfire Grandmaster with Dig Through Time, though. Okay, there's Elspeth. Shark Typhoon or Avacyn? I think Avacyn probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so then we can go Vindicate the Field of the Dead. Elspeth. Uptick. So we're going to lose to like a Crater Hoof, I guess, but otherwise should be looking okay here. Ramanap Excavator with Fetches and Field of the Dead. Very nice. Shouldn't matter, though. Not when we have Ugin and Elspeth going on. Palace Jailer's not bad. Eat my Soulfire Grandmaster, sure. All right, library activates. Let's put this on top, this on top. Ugin the... We can Ugin the tokens, too, if we really wanted to. If I balanced here, I would have to discard a bunch of cards. But I guess we don't need Mana Leak or Memory Deluge anymore. Interesting. So what's the safest play? We could like Judgment the Sword of Feast and Famine. Cast Balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'd have to sacrifice 3 lands. But that's probably okay. So yeah, Council's Judgment, the Sword of Feast and Famine. Balance, discarding Memory and Mana Leak. Sorry. Ugin 0. Yeah. Okay, so Council's Judgment, the Sword of Feast and Famine. Step 1. Now we Ugin 0. Kill all the tokens. Now we balance and sack 3 lands. And then discard the Mana Leak and the Memory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we want that. 6, 7, 8. I guess I should have tapped it technically. Discard the rest. So keep these. Discard those. Make 3 tokens. It's a little bit risky to take the Monarch because I could overdraw. So I think I'm not going to activate Mutavault. I'm just going to hold up Avacyn, even though that lets them draw an extra card at the end of their turn. I don't think that's that bad. They're going to die in like 2 turns here anyways. Pretty crazy game. Fetch with Field of the Dead again. Oh, what is this? Green Sun for 3. Knight of Autumn. To what? Kill my Sylvan Library? Oh, wait, what? Just for a 4/3? If that's the best thing they can get, that's a good sign for us. That means they very likely do not have a hoof in their deck. Put on top, put on top. Kill that. Uptick. And then if any of our soldiers die, all of the others are going to die to Avacyn. So let's just attack, steal the Monarch, and then next turn Ultimate Elspeth for the win. That's obviously fine. Hit a land. All right, that should be game. Okay, whew, that was only game 2 as well. Sheesh. What a grind out. Next time I'm just going to force some aggro decks so we don't have to deal with thinking. We can just go bam, bam, bam. Maybe Relic Warder comes back in now that we've seen the sword from them as well. They have sword and clamp. Probably better than Soulfire. Submit that. Go to game 3. That hand is pretty darn bad. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, we're going to have to mulligan down that to 6. This is not much better, but I guess this is a keep. We have good mana, and we can image one of their earliest creatures if they have one. But yeah, this is clearly not a good hand. If anything, it's going to need to find balance to bail us out. But how hard could that be? Just draw the balance. Okay. I guess the answer is it is not very hard. Well, while we're on the theme of drawing perfect, I want to draw my Selesnya Signet next turn, please. That would be great. Oh, we are going to get run over. Oh my god! Okay, this is insane. I don't want to say this is pre-recorded, but I mean, calling one card is something. Calling both cards? That is impressive. Wow. Yeah. So I think we do need to play out the land, which means we don't make them sacrifice, because we want to balance here and then keep our Confluence and our Vault. But oh my god, that was wonky, dude. Skull Clamp pass, we like that. Obviously, I want to run out the library, but I think it's better to hold open the Confluence. Yeah. Draw 2, counter 1. Very good draw. So we go library here into memory. That's fine. And they can go ahead and equip. Tutor and land. And then we want to go upkeep, tutor for counterspell. Draw. Put that on top, pay the 4. Say go. And this should be a pretty clean-cut victory now. That gives them 2 cards with Skull Clamp. But I think that's fine. Yeah. Because I need to get the clock rolling, so I think we're going to Avacyn this turn. I'm also going to let them Green Sun for 1. Shuffle away the Esper Sentinel. That's pretty good. Put on top. I don't think I want to pay any more life. Put on top. Let's go white, white. 1. Relic Warder. Eat the clamp. Activate the vault. Attack and still hold open counterspell. Drawing that balance into the Selesnya Signet. Still the craziest thing ever. Lingering Souls. And they can flash it back. All right, that we're going to let resolve, because now the game plan is to dig through time for Ugin. Yep. Oh, they have Cradle with... okay, now we really need to find Ugin. That's no Ugin. That is actually a problem now. Crap. I guess I take Ponder to find the Ugin and then like Shark Typhoon. Oh, I guess I take Vindicate for their Cradle is what I need to do. That's a good backup plan. So now we can shuffle that garbage away. Yeah, shuffle that away. I mean, that shuffles all the stuff we saw with Dig Through Time back as well, but... Vindicating the Cradle there seems way too important to me. So this would be a mistake for them to block and trade with that, because if they did, Avacyn would trigger, and it would deal 3 to everything the following turn. Nissa, if this is Nissa, I have to counter it, of course. They know I have Counterspell in my hand. We still have Memory in our graveyard too, so we still get to dig again pretty deep the following turn. Yeah, counter that. Trigger the Sylvan. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll just pass here. Holding up Leak and Memory. And we'll say no to that thing. All right, and they gave it up. Phew! And then we were going to memory there and look at 7 cards. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So we take like Elspeth, Shark Typhoon. Then library would trigger. We would look at Heath, land, land. Put the 2 lands back, shuffle with Heath, and I mean, oh, that's right, we have a time warp too, so yeah. That game was probably going to be a winner, but oh my gosh, drawing that freaking balance into Signet was insane. All right, we're 1-1. Let's try to close out with 2 wins. Oh, before I close out with 2 wins, though, hopefully, let's just make that swap right now. Let's put the O-Stone and the balance in and take out the Adanto and like the Soulfire. And then we'll go. Okay, here for the 3rd and final round with this pretty bad blue-white deck. Looks like our opponent mulliganed to the same hand they said. I'm going to mulligan to 6 into a pretty good-looking 6. They're going to go to 5. Yeah, we'll definitely keep ours. And I guess I'm going to pitch the Elspeth here, just because we have no white sources. So we go turn 1, Ponder, I guess. Turn 2, Brawl, and then maybe have a turn 3 Mystic Confluence available off of the Brawl cost reduction. Oh, actually, I guess I want to go Sapphire into Ponder in case we find a tap land that we want to keep. Although I think 2 lands is a ship away. And found a counter spell to go along with it. Okay. So I can't play Brawl and hold up counter spell. So it might be best for me to just pass on turn 3 here. But then that also means I wouldn't be able to... Oh, I guess that's... That means I wouldn't be able to cast Confluence on turn 4. So, I mean, I guess with 3 mana, it's not likely they're going to do something super... Well, I shouldn't say that. This is Vintage Cube. They could, of course, play something scary, but... If there's a time to do it, it's then, as they go for a free roll attack for 2 life. Yeah. Okay, we got stuff. If we can find some action, this hand is great. Tap the monolith. Yeah, this is good enough. Counter and draw 2. And then we also get to loot because of the Baral. And let's discard Thraben here. We're really hoping to find a white source so that I can Relic Warder their monolith and hold up counter. Don't think we want to fire off the Time Warp quite yet. Yeah, let's just say go again. If they don't cast anything, we can just cycle the Shark Typhoon. Only need to counter something relevant, which sadly I do think Karn is. Another blue source, not super necessary. Let's go ahead and discard that. And sadly, I think I am going to go ahead and cycle this Shark Typhoon for 0. There's our white. Great. Relic Warder. Eat their monolith. And we're still going to leave Brawl back to block Soulfire. And then, yeah, they only have 1 card in hand, so I'm happy to just slam the Elspeth here. Hope she resolves. And then win with that. Oh, do they have a Confluence too? That's really unfortunate. Last card in their hand is Mystic Confluence. Yikes. And they're bouncing the Relic Warder for some reason. Even, I guess they're really hoping that they draw something good this turn for the Monolith, because it's completely random what they hit. Okay, I mean, we have Judgment for that, but it seems pretty lucky that they hit some nice ones. But they're bouncing the Baral now, too. Wait, what is going on? I'm so confused. but we have like the perfect mana to do everything here. Get to Relic Warder their Monolith to start. Then we get to... Oh, did I tap wrong? No, I had to tap like this. I guess we play around Spell Pierce this way. For some reason, I thought I was going to be able to cast Sylvan Library here as well, but of course we can't because the overlapping double white of Savannah. Okay, I mean, looked good. Oh, wait. They had Ancestral and they didn't do a Soulfire Grandmaster. What is going on? I'm so scared and confused. I'm scared and confused, but I guess I don't mind. We're going to go ahead and Time Warp here because we get to draw 3 with the library. Yep. Pay. I'm going to play around them having like a Daze or a Mana Tithe by not playing out my Signet first. This is a strange game, though. I feel like I should have just been dead with them Soulfire Grandmaster Ancestral. Riftwing to bounce the Ugin, I guess? Sure. Get another activation of library. Good draws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So don't think we want to pay any more life, but we do get to hold open Mana Leak here with the Brawl. Shoot the Riftwing. And attack for 2. So that Vision's going to pop off in 2 turns. Treasure Cruise. Wow. So many draw 3s. Holy crap. They have like all of the draw 3s. Literally. Jace is a draw 3, and Vision is a draw 3, Thirst is a draw 3, Confluence is a draw 3, Recall's a draw 3, Cruise is a draw 3. Time Walk, and they have 2 open mana. Alright, let's counter that. Trigger the Brawl, draw the Dig Through Timer of the land. I don't remember which one I put on top, but discard the Signet either way. Balance? Alright, we want to keep both of the blue and the black, the vault and the land. Interesting. I don't need Brawl anymore. That's fine. They can go ahead and attack Ugin for 1. Oh, or not. Put on top, put on top. Blow that up, shuffle that junk away. I'll go ahead and shock myself. Then we will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Vindicate plus, I guess, balance of my own, just in case, a backup. And they're about to draw a million cards anyways. I honestly kind of like vindicating their Power Stone to take them off of some mana, too. I think that feels right, especially when they're going to draw 3 next turn. Okay. Put on top, put on top. I don't think I can ultimate Ugin here. I would go down to 10 cards. And this is target player, right? Yeah, they could target me. No, I can't. I have to target them with Bolt. That's crazy. Sure. Snapcaster Mage, Time Walk, and Balance. Oh. Well, they can't really afford to hold open the counters, though. I mean, either way, the Snapcaster is going to... Yeah, the Snapcaster is going to be able to hit whatever they want anyways. But at least make them tap out for it. I think they can definitely still win here. They're back up to 7 cards in their hand. So I wonder if they just pass with Snapcaster Cryptic available, or if they go for like the Time Walk play. Yeah, they are going to hit the Time Walk. Okay. They have the Soulfire Grandmaster Time Walk combo. Crazy. That is fine. Yeah, I have nothing left in my deck. Elspeth's already gone. Crap. Metamorph Snapcaster. Snapcaster Balance doesn't make sense. What are they doing with this? Wait, what? Cruise? Okay. Go down to 5 cards? I mean, I think here I actually Avacyn in response, since we know they have a Miscalc in their hand. I mean, they might deck out now. What is this game? All right, so this is the match where the O-Stone and the Balance were actually terrible, funny enough. Yeah, wow, we actually want the Soulfire Grandmaster and the Vanguard back, and probably bring in this Red Elemental Blast. So let's see, 2 islands, 3 islands. So 3 islands out for these 3. Planes out for Foundry. And then need to just cut 1 more random card. What didn't look good versus them? All those other cards looked good. I guess Baral was like medium. Baral only looked good there because we actually drew our counters with Baral, but I don't think we actually want it. It looks like their deck's definitely better than ours, but we managed to pull off game 1, so maybe we can squeak by and draw or win one of the next 2. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. The crazy thing is, I think this is a keep. In this matchup, we really want to be making our land drops. That's clearly a good draw. I'm going to hold the Triome. We might want to cycle that later. Riftwing, okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to play out the Flooded Strand. And that can grab our Indatha or our Scrubland, because we still have Mana Leak open. We don't need the counterspell. And I'm not going to pop here. That's fine. I might counterspell their Riftwing just to not put me back. We'll go ahead and leak that thing. Let's go ahead and grab a blue source now, I think. Yeah, we'll grab blue-red. That's not bad. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and play out the Rogren. I need to counter here because if I don't counter this, since I played a tap land, they'd be able to bounce a blue source. And I wouldn't be able to hold up the counterspell here anyways. So while that's not a good target, I think I kind of priced myself into doing that. High Tide? Wait, what? What is going on here? What is happening? They have a lot of mana floating now. They have up to, what, 3, 2, 4, they have 10 mana? Do they have the infinite Time Walk combo in hand? Can they play the Soulfire? Oh, wow, holy smokes. What on earth is happening here? How after game 1 did they have this now? Unless they sideboarded? Holy crap. Okay, that's kind of awesome. I mean, they can find their Time Walk plus their Soulfire Grandmaster pretty easily, it would seem like. Snapcaster Frantic, yeah. Yeah. And we know they have infinite draw threes. This is actually hilarious. Surprise Storm out of freaking left field. Do it. Let's see the Soulfire. There's this cruise, Still have access to 12 mana. Iona. Wait, what? And then suspend Riftwing. Okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe they have a force, but... Well, they have 0 storm cards, they said, but... Soulfire Grandmaster plus Time Walk is definitely storm. Yeah, that was a thing. Oh, speaking of, we could have a problem. Do I want to just grab Red Elemental Blast here? I think I kind of do, because that lets me still hold up my Avacyn as well. But I have a feeling they're still going to go off with their Soulfire Grandmaster. Now, they discarded their path, so... I mean, this sucks, but I have to do this, right? And then we just lose to them having the Time Walk with their Grandmaster. Oh, I even have the Mutavault on the battlefield too, so I guess they don't have Time Walk. They have their freaking Mystic again? I guess I'm running into this, unless this is Foth. Oh, Cryptic, sure. I have no idea what's going on. This game is super weird. We're definitely losing, but this game is super weird. Yeah, and now they notice the Mutavault? I don't know. I guess maybe their plan was if I animated the Mutavault, they just bounce it. Okay. Oh, shoot, I didn't grab a black source because I'm a dummy. Oh, that's a good hit. I have 2, 4, 6 mana, so... Well, I think Ugin is a must, and then we're just going to take a cheap creature. And then we can play out effectively 3 creatures next turn. And hope that I'm not dead. Let's lead on Ponder. Vindicate. Adanto. Well, that's a ship away. I do think I just run out the Relic Order. Metamorph Cloudskate? Or, oh, Metamorph Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage Cryptic Command. And what they do is they bounce my team. Sorry, tap my team plus bounce Mutavault for lethal. Damn, turns out keeping the mana leak would have worked out. Oh, wait. They didn't. Wait, what? They keep giving me a chance, but I don't think we actually have a chance here. So fetching doesn't actually matter because the difference between 1 and 2 is irrelevant. Now we go Thraben. Draw. Need to attack with the lifelinker. Go to 3. And not technically dead on board here. And then we need our Ugin to resolve and then bolt the Riftwing. Jace's bounce doesn't work, so they're going to brainstorm. Oh, they're fate sealing. Okay. Well, now I'm going to Ugin -5. Or at least Ugin and Hope -5 works. I'm not even going to attack first, am I? I guess I should. Because I can't win anyways if it doesn't resolve. Okay, hold up. Foth. Actually, we don't care about the high tide anymore. Oh, man. man, these games are strange. So very strange. Naturally, they took the Thraben Inspector pile. I probably should have just put the Thraben by itself. All right, two turns until Vision pops off. They only have 7 cards left in their deck, but I mean, I am at 1 life, so. We still have Counterspell in the deck again. Mystic Confluence is in the deck again. I think they're doing okay here still. Unless I can find one more piece of pressure / interaction. Oh, look at that. Time Walk off of Thraben Inspector. There they go. Ay, ay, ay. I've got a chatty Cathy. You got me. All right. So even if they didn't draw Time Walk, I bolt the Thraben. I draw... Oh. I guess I get to go land, draw the Time Warp. I don't know if we were going to win that anyways, but... Okay, we will go to a game 3 here. Opponent's giving us chances, though. Let's see if we can pull this one off. Their deck is definitely better than mine, but hopefully we can get some good draws. This looks fine. Go Flooded Strand for maybe Hollowed. Oh, actually, no, we don't need Hollowed, do we? We want Scrubland here. Scrubland or Sacred Foundry makes the most sense. We don't have as many black sources, so I think we grab the Scrub. And then I'm going to go ahead and play out the Sapphire. Touché. Let's main phase the Clue in case we draw a tap land. All right, Counterspell looks good. Shark Typhoon is pretty nice here. I would love to make it kind of big, but probably doing it as a 2/2, not too shabby. There's our second white source. That's good. Grab the Sacred Foundry with that one. Are you kidding? Holy moly. All right. Sheesh. Brutal. Well, now I can grab like the Rogren Triome instead. Probably slightly better. Land pass. I could main phase the Avacyn to play around their counter magic, but I think I like making a shark here first. Suspend plus Ancestral. Oh, okay. Well, now if they're just going to pass here, we can Avacyn out and start beating down. We didn't see days or anything from them, so... This is a pretty fast clock. Combined with the Shark Typhoon, hopefully we can kill them before they start doing some more powerful things, because their deck was definitely stronger than ours. So we'll shock ourselves here. Smack for 4, and then plan on making a 4/4 at the end of their turn. We might want to Judgment their Soulfire as well. Right? Looks like they have Cryptic in their hand. Would be really sweet if we could find our Mana Leak or our Mystic Confluence. Go to combat. They can Cryptic bounce the shark now, too. Okay, I'm just going to pass here instead of casting anything out into Cryptic. If they don't do anything that turn cycle, that's great. Wow, 4 mana, nothing? Huh. Man. I think we play a little game of cat and mouse here. If I Memory Deluge at end of turn, I think they just go bounce, bounce, draw. I think we wait. Go to combat, see what they do. If they go for the Confluence, I can Memory Deluge. Is this Cryptic? Okay, this is Cryptic. So let's go for the Memory. Oh, I could hit a bunch of different things here, actually. I could hit Memory Leak, or I could hit Red Elemental Blast for the win. Let's look for one of those. Did not find it, but Time Warp and Land look good. Okay. Oh, did they just concede? Oh, I guess they just conceded, assuming I would find something or whatever. Okay, wow. That was a long draft. We pulled off a 2-1. And, yeah. Whew. Thanks for watching. I can't even talk anymore. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed. Yeah, our deck was spunky. Let's give it that. Had some interesting games. Don't think this was a top-tier deck or anything, but had some fun ones play out. So thanks for watching, everybody. Long video, I know. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you back tomorrow. Peace out.